Good morning, everybody. Chose to do a recording today instead of a live stream. Um, there's not much to talk about the markets as much today. We're balancing, low volume. It's a shortened week. It's a holiday week. Um, we're just balancing. There's individual stocks making moves, but just overall, we're waiting for a catalyst, which could come on Fed minutes on Wednesday, which is with a lot of other news coming out. There's just not a lot to talk about. The market's just not doing much. Let's go into the watch list here. Crude, talk about that for a sec. It's up almost 2%, almost $1.58 a barrel. There was rumors that OPEC were going to boost production, but then the Saudis came out and said that's not true. So oil dropped with COVID fears in China, and then that boost in production, which really took it down, and then that became a rumor, and then crude caught a bid. So that's what's going on with that. We got Bitcoin up 1.59%, the Russell up 0.37, ES up 0.35, the Dow up 0.33, the Nasdaq up 0.25. Triple headed monster. We got the VIX is down 0.27, the dollar's down 0.41, and the 10 years down 0.5. Okay. Coin is catching a little bit of a bid. It's up 3.69%. Tesla's up 1.42%. Right. Baba's getting hit by probably the COVID fears in China that their cases are growing. And then of course we got Chevron and Exxon catching a bid here. And then no really laggers to speak of. And energy is a leading sector, which not really much else to report there. Let's look at the daily chart. We're just in balance. Okay, we're in this range. The 9 EMA is kind of holding support along with the 100. So we're just kind of waiting for a catalyst to move this market. Qs, same picture. 9 EMA daily is holding the market up. All right, let's look at our triple-headed monster. And look at the 10-year yield. That is also just in a range. Okay, not much to see here. Let's look at the dollar. Dollar's trending up a little bit. Okay, we have this trend line, but it's kind of breaking it with time, not in price movement. So this is just, we're just waiting for some kind of catalyst. I mean, the VIX is in a big downtrend, and it's really moving down now. I mean, you can really see this downtrend, right? It's very interesting that, I mean, just with not a lot of movement, not, I guess it's not a lot of, it isn't volatile. So the market's not volatile right now. So we're just waiting for a move here. Okay. Let's go over to the futures. Let's move over to, I just went over to where I didn't want to. Let's go back over, and we'll go right here. I mean, we're just in ultimate balance. Okay, here's our range. Here's our profile for the last 5 days. Price is at 39.71. Okay, we're gapping up slightly, starting to come back. Got the most traded price of 39.58 now for the last 5 days. All right, but we're just in balance, waiting for a catalyst. Okay, until we get out of this range I just said. Now we got a little micro range too in here. Really not a lot to see here. Okay, let's go over to the Nasdaq obviously balance again. It's weaker though. Nasdaq. You can see the ES is stronger. But here we go. We got this bracket high, bracket low. That's what we're dealing with. Until we really bust out of this, there's not much to do. I mean, today we could even go up here, and it really wouldn't change much. So we have to see. Okay, that's why I'm like really going over this, and like there's not much going on. Okay, let's go over to the longer term chart that I like to show. And you can see even here, right? This most trade price of this current month is 39.59.50. Price is at 39.72. Price is right here. Okay, it's also this most traded price of this week too. So we're just in ultimate balance here. You also have a level from the past. 39.47 was the most traded price of that month. That's why this node is huge, right? And you can see the most traded price of the year is up here. If we continue to balance, we're going to move this down here. And then we'll have a huge move coming. We have a move coming. Okay? Look at that Nasdaq. You can see the Nasdaq has actually brought down the most traded price of the year and of the last year. It actually is here now. And price is right here at 116.14. So now the most traded price of the year is 115.86. Okay, so we actually moved it here now. So you see this big note hanging out here. 121.23, let's call it. That's what we're going to look for higher. Okay, you want to hold this. We break this, that's not good. Okay, but I don't see anything happening until tomorrow maybe. But even that, I mean, what are we really going to learn from the minutes? Maybe something new, maybe some kind of dialogue that's different, but I'm not sure. I mean, look at these charts. I mean, that's just, you can't get any more balance. It's just waiting for a move. ES is more balancing. Nasdaq's kind of balancing to weaker, but it's still in balance. So let's go over to the 60-minute chart, which is not going to show us more except some levels. I'll give you the watch list in the meantime. But it's really just nothing to really. We just need some type of catalyst to happen. So let's look at those. So levels, we just broke this level, 39.69. Okay. So broke this trend line a little bit. So maybe we move up. But we have key resistance here in the supply zone. Ahead, 39.82. Okay, that's what we have above us. Now we still have a key support level, really big support level here, 39.42. So that's a key support level along with this trend line. Okay. So does this have legs? I don't know. Right? But we're around a big node here, which we've been balancing. Okay. Moves coming, guys. Moves coming. Let's look at the Nasdaq. this smaller. Make this small. Sorry, guys. Okay. Let's look at this here. We have a pretty big support level here at 115.28. Okay. We kind of came above this level, 116.24 briefly, and now we're going below it, right? So here's the balance now. Do we go back to the other end, you know, for the big move? Here's that level that I talked about. See this hot pink line here? So now here, that's that level, see? This is the most traded price of the year now. Most traded price of the last year. So both of them. Very important level now. It was down here. Moved. Okay, but still this level is very important. This still very important level, because you could see here it's the large volume node here. So this whole area has just been, we traded here all year. That this is the most traded prices around the whole year. We move below this, that's not good. And if we break out to the top side, that's what we, for the bulls, that's a win for the bulls. Okay, so that's really important. So we do have this resistance. We do have 116.85.75 as resistance. We do have this trend line coming down. Okay, so like I said, not expecting much, but we just got to watch these areas. 117.55, 115.28 support. Okay, let's go over to, let's go back to the ES. Okay, move back over here to market profile. So very balanced overnight session. You can see the profile here is very balanced. Okay, so I mean, typically the number one scenario would be, number one is more balance. Okay, so what could we see? Come up to here, come back, bounce. Come down here, come up here, bounce. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, not expecting much. Number two, of course, can we do something? Maybe pop up here, come hold this, break 39.82, then we're in supply, so we could possibly go to 394 or above. Not expected, but possible. Number three, come down here under the most traded price of the week, come down to the 9 daily, break the overnight lows, come down to yesterday's, and hit the 100-day moving average, possibly, right? Let's move over to that NASDAQ. Number one, okay, bounce again. Okay, move up. Yesterday's highs, come into supply, hit the most naked VPOC, come back and bounce. Come down, test yesterday's lows, the overnight lows, pop into here, bounce. Number two, come up here into this supply, probably struggle a little bit, pop above, maybe we go to 17.55. Number three, come up in here, find sellers, go under the most traded price here now of the year almost, come down, test yesterday's lows, the overnight lows, pop into here. This is a huge area, so I don't expect to get too much farther downside. That's what I'm seeing. Not a lot to be really excited about just because of the volume and because like we're just balancing, waiting for something. And today's, unless these Fed speakers today say something that makes the market go nuts, we gotta wait for tomorrow. Okay. Now the one thing I did want to show was the relative volume, which I track. Okay. And now let me bring that up. I'll just show you guys. I'll leave you with that just to show you how like you can really see the relative volume is down. Okay. So here's the ES overnight. We're at 73% volume. 100% would be normal. And the NQ we're 70%. And you can see here the place to trade really, which I've been liking to trade, is oil. Oil's at 111%. Okay, you can see the difference, right? Oil's trading crazy. The indexes are not. People are probably on vacation already. So just take that into account into your trading. It's very important. All right, well, I'll leave you guys with that today. Kind of melancholy today, just because of I mean not me, but just say maybe member energy, just because there's not much to see. I mean, unless a catalyst comes out. So I hope everybody stays green. I'll be posting this momentarily. All right. I'll see everybody tomorrow. Tomorrow is more news driven, so hopefully we get some kind of spark tomorrow. All right. Take it easy.